What do you wish someone had told you about dating like in your 40s and 50s back then?
You think that when you're ready to settle down, that there's always going to be a lot of supply on the shelves,
Mm,
and it's not. Like at this age, a lot of the good guys are married
mm,
or taken because they're good guys. And I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day, and I'm like, well, your best bet now is maybe someone that a good man that maybe is coming out of a marriage, getting a divorce. So, I think in our youth, and I would like people to know this when they're younger, we think, oh, there's always going to be an endless supply.
mm,
I can wait till tomorrow. Don't put off your happiness waiting.
mm,
If you find that good person, like a lot of times we wait, well, it's not the right time. It's never going to be like the right time.
mm.
I would say go for it more. I wish I would have someone told me just go for it. I probably have overlooked a good candidate before, like
Why
maybe
is that though?
me thinking the timing thing, maybe
Um,
prioritizing career.
mm,
I definitely was always like work, 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 work. I never thought I had could like the enough cushion built up to like relax and take my foot off the gas
mm.
and start a family.
And then that just go on and on and
Yep.
on, and then you be 100 years old and you like it's
Damn
still
it.
working.
Still working. And I think I will say specifically with black women, especially, I feel like we don't really have the luxury to think that we can kind of take time off like that.
Mm,
And I specifically say black women because like we're usually the backbone of everything.
mm,
Not even just with our families, but with our friend circles. Like it's always something for us to do. We're always taking care of somebody else. I
mm.
don't have children, but I'm always like feeding a friend or taking care of someone or helping somebody out or
Yes.
doing a favor. And I think that's a cape that we put on ourselves. No one told us to do this. It's just something in us that we do. And if you think about the black woman in your life, you probably
Hmm.
think, "Damn, she's like a superwoman for everybody else. When does she slow down for herself?" I think with black women specifically, it's harder for us to ever feel like we can just kind of take a break.
Hmm.
We have to be like all gas, no brakes. I don't think we have the luxury of feeling like, okay, I can take a breather now and relax.
Mm,
And I think it's really sad. There's all these statistics about 45%, 65% of black women will never
mm,
get married, and we're out here taking care of everybody else and not getting taken care of.
mm.
And I think it's really sad. I think we self-impose this cape on ourselves to save the world. Look at all the marches. Look at all, I know this is dating, but I got
Mhm.
to bring it into like the political space. We're always at the front lines for everybody else. For everybody. Brother gets killed, we're in the front lines.
Mhm.
The LGBTQ community, we're in the front lines. Other women that are not even showing that up as our allies, we're in the front lines. Gaza, front line. We're always there
Mhm.
for everybody else. And on top of all the stuff in our personal lives, we out here trying to save the world. When does that leave time to like really feel comfortable? When does that really leave time to like relax and or even just like put yourself first or dating? And I just feel like a lot of women get caught up in saving the world and then they leave little time for themselves.
I ended my engagement and today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly. And choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pack, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up when you're stepping into something new. So here I am, closing this chapter, putting pieces of my old life into storage and stepping into a new season. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I am excited. I feel at peace and I'm ready for what's next in the new year.
Not entirely sure how to feel about this, honestly. The way they talk about this is so nonchalant. Like this man didn't spend money. Like he didn't invest a lot of time into you. And then you say, oh, well, I just didn't want to do it anymore. Honestly, I guess the only thing he's saving is attorney fees because she would have probably done this during the marriage. And so they would have had to go through that whole song and dance. I understand, hey, maybe it's best for me not to get married if I don't feel I'm 100% in it. I get that. But you see a lot of modern women use not just this, but a lot of different caveats, a lot of different sayings to get out of commitment, to get out of responsibility, to get out of it's like what they do is an extreme. Would you rather be in the woods with a man or a bear? Would I rather be married to a narcissist, or would I rather be living freely? Would I rather be married to somebody who puts his hands on women? That could be God telling me that, or saving me from a man that he looks fine, everything is on the surface, it's great, but then 10, 15, 20 years later, he starts putting his hands on me. Not even that. He's emotionally manipulative, and he doesn't give me any money. They'll say all of that, and well, they'll make you think all of that. But then when you start breaking it down, it'll actually be like, he asked me to go to work. I didn't want to go to work. And he said, okay, if you don't go to work for extra money, then we can't keep on going to Starbucks every day. If you don't get a part-time job making, or maybe working 15, 20 hours a week, then we can't keep on ordering so much stuff from Amazon. I'm just trying to work with you. That's what the mishandling will be, right? So they'll use that to say a man has been mistreating them and doing them wrong, when that's not actually the case at all.
Well, they always come crawling back. Some interesting developments with Achraf Hakimi's ex-wife. Now, I'm not looking to make this a page gossiping on footballers and their relationships and such, but I'm sure we can all agree that the Achraf Hakimi case was an interesting one. As we know, in 2023, Spanish-Tunisian actress model Hiba Abouk filed for divorce against Achraf Hakimi, who had allegations against him at the time. She was looking to get half of his money and his assets, but ended up getting nothing because all of it is in his mother's name, and Hakimi effectively owns nothing. And despite having 2 kids together, Hakimi famously said, "I was married to my ex-wife Hiba Abouk, but I realised she was just after my money just 2 years into our marriage." Well, now apparently Hiba Abouk has apologised and said that she regrets filing for divorce. Sources claim that she said that she was misguided by friends and acted out of emotions, and it's even rumoured that she's now begging Hakimi to take her back. Very interesting that this rumoured apology comes soon after the Moroccan's renewed contract with PSG, where his salary will now be boosted from £10 million a year to £28 million a year. All of which will still be going to his mum, and I don't doubt that many other footballers were taking note of this and will be doing the same to protect their assets. Do you reckon he should take her back?
If your ex or like a guy that you like dated before, if he unfollows you or just like stops liking your stuff all of a sudden, he's obsessed with you still and you won in that. I find it so weird that they had to like go out of their way to like unfollow you or make sure they don't like your stuff.
Yeah, it's either that or they told their new girl about you and she forced them to block you or unfollow you.
If obviously they don't have a new girl, like it's like you liked me at a point and like now all of a sudden you just like don't like me and like you have to make sure you're not liking my photos. Even though I know you see them.
You can't bear to one, you also can't bear to see me because you're gonna follow me, or if you are still following me, you have to like try and like prove something that like, oh, I'm not seeing yours. Like, yeah, you are.
I've posted like 10 times in the past like 2 months. You definitely are seeing my stuff.
Yeah, and also like if we dated in the past, I know I'm the first person to pop up on your feed. Sure. Like that's how the algorithm works.
You won. He is weird, and we notice that stuff, guys, and it's really not cute.
I feel like these women, I think somebody in the comments said they were beautiful. I just feel like that beauty goes out of the window. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm just going to say, let's say that you do believe they are beautiful. A lot of that stuff goes out the window when I feel like a lot of modern women are so airheaded today. They're just so airheaded, right? And even looking at the caption, it says La La Land. And that's very applicable to a lot of modern women.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York. But I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here. Beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and, you know, going out and discovering the world? What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing? Are y'all working? Because we're working too. Women are also working, and we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
I mean, once again, men are telling you exactly what they think. A man says chivalry is dead and modern women killed it. Another guy says we don't. Our peace of mind is priority. Another guy says no man wants a boss bee. Another guy says today's modern women, their attitude and character are undesirable. Another guy says, we've seen y'all selling your bodies, getting rid of babies, fighting to be a 304 instead of mothers, being selfish instead of thinking about our community and children. To be honest, y'all are a joke. Also, stop messing around with thugs and degenerates. Her response to him was, what is a 304? You can Google that. I know you're probably trying to be funny, but this is why you guys are single, because you always play around with men's emotions. You never take men seriously. You never take what they say seriously. A joke here and there is fine, but men stop approaching you after a while because they understand when they get in a relationship with you, that's how it's going to be. They're not going to be taken seriously, and then you're going to expect for them to continue to give you all of their money, time, resources, investment, and you don't give them anything in return.
Getting sloppy seconds, bro. Men especially don't want to say that they've had an experienced partner. They want to claim that I'm the first, I'm showing her everything she knows. They want to be first so people don't think that oh, she's tainted. It's oh, you're getting sloppy seconds, bro. There's guys that have an ego that can't deal with something like that.
And men are way bigger hoes than women.
That's true. I think there's anything wrong with people having experiences. The person you marry, I feel is a girl who has experiences in the past sexually. If you guys are going to be together for a really long time, you guys have to have a lot of tricks.
That's not true. It's not true at all. Literally, that's not true. But whatever. The caption here says, there's nothing wrong with your woman having previous experiences before you. A lot of men are obsessed with purity politics and the culture. And that's just not a reality. Let your ego go. No. When we talk about women wanting a man, that's 6 feet tall, 6-pack, 6 inches, whatever it is. Well, we have a right to our standard. That's what they say. And when a man says, well, I would like you, even though you have past partners, I would love it if you slow down a little bit. I would love it if you didn't come into the relationship with 20, 30 bodies. I would love it. And you beat and racked them bodies up in literally like 2 or 3 years. You don't think that you're doing a little bit too much? There's no discipline at all. Y'all will tell me the same thing if I'm out here just buying bottles for women left and right, if I'm following a whole bunch of women on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, what have you. Hey, why are you following all these women? Well, I like this one. I thought she was cute. Okay, one might be fine. Well, I like this one. I thought she was cute. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe 2 or 3 would be okay, but you're following a lot of women and you have a problem. Oh, okay. So when a man turns around and says, well, you're messing around with a lot of men, that might be a problem. You're insecure, bro. Let your ego go.
Men don't chase anymore. Men don't chase anymore. Why should they? No, really, tell me, why should they? What's the incentive? What's the incentive? You go with them now, 30 minutes later, they can do full lecture on your anatomy. Why should they? Do y'all remember there was a time in history where before a man could even see your bra strap, he had to marry you? And if he even did it on accident, the whole community had to force him to marry you. At a point, we actually have to start taking accountability as women and saying, you know what, we are part of the problem. We not only relinquished our power, we became so accessible. They chasing each other now because they harder to get for each other.
So there's a first love theory about men, where men never forget their first love. But the truth is, men never forget the woman that they fumbled, the woman that they thought that they could get better, the woman that actually gave him everything, but he was too immature to realize at the time. The woman that never begged him to go back, the woman that he actually lost, and no matter what he does, she stays no contact with him. And she never accepted to take him back. That's the woman that got away in a man's opinion. And that's the woman he will never forget.
And another theory, and another theory, and another theory that does not mean it's true. Modern women continue to create coping mechanisms, and none of them, well, let me say this, darn near none of them are true.
All women want is money. Okay, well, if you know that, then you need to make some. What's the problem? You know that's all women want. Why not make it? Hello? 1 + 1 = 2.
Men aren't obsessed with women anymore, and it's weird. These men are more into themselves than they are women. They expect a woman to buy them flowers and chocolate. In their mind, they're the catch, and women should chase them. But that was never how it was intended to be. As men by nature, we are hunters. Women are the catch. We gotta put the work in. But these men are too self-absorbed, and they expect a woman to do everything.
The good old shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right tactic. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for women, and it's not going to work if you're a man. Men have gotten tired of listening to modern women nag and complain and talk about the things that they don't want from a man, knowing full well they are not the women that a man would want. They are not the women that a man would desire. So why in the world would I care about what you're talking about? I don't care if a man says it. I don't care if a woman says it. It's not happening. I'm not chasing you. I'm starting to say, okay, if you don't want me, why would I force it? If you're not interested in me, why don't I save my money and go elsewhere?
There's a stat on Facebook, and basically it says men are not obsessed with women like they used to be. Y'all don't find that kind of weird? And to be honest, no, I don't find that kind of weird, because what exactly is there for men to be obsessed with in today's world? Women have left no room for imagination, none whatsoever. It's like your sense of entitlement is out of control. Your expectations are unrealistic. Y'all walk around showing your bodies half dressed, half exposed 24/7, out smoking, drinking, partying 24/7, on the scene 24/7. A lot of y'all are not even coming with nothing to the table because you're too busy with your hand out trying to see what man got the next bag so he can sponsor your lifestyle to make you look like you're living a lifestyle to post on the internet. It's like a lot of y'all don't have common sense. A lot of y'all don't know how to hold a conversation. A lot of y'all don't have no originality about yourselves. Everybody is getting the same body. Everybody is getting the same hairstyle. Everybody looks the exact same. And it's like y'all get that confused. Oh, well, men like that. No, men will that. But men are not wiping that and they're not cuffing that. And I think y'all are starting to realize that. And then the first thing y'all want to say is, oh, well, they're gay, they're sassy. No, they're not. They're just tired of what you guys are presenting. And if y'all are here to give them free looks and free everything they ain't got to work for, why would they? But they're never going to take you serious. So it seems to me like a lot of y'all are now starting to realize that you're either losing value or have lost value from chasing attention. And now that's something that y'all got to deal with and y'all can't face that fact. Men love women that are exclusive, women that are put up, women that every man can't say he had or can have. Simple as that.
Someone took my...
I see a lot of women saying that men aren't pursuing them. They're not pursuing them anymore. They don't know what they have to do to get a man to pursue them. But listen, let me tell you something. Dating has changed so much post Me Too era. Men, especially younger generations of men, Gen Z, millennial generations, they are not going to pursue women the same way that they pursued women in the past because they don't want to come off as creepy, weird, whatever. Dating has changed. If you are a woman and you want a man, you are going to have to put some effort in. They're not going to chase you like they used to. Or it's not. Especially if you're dating in the Gen Z millennial range. Like, you're going to have to put some work in if you want a man. They're not going to be calling you, showing up to your house with flowers. That's just creepy now. All right.
So it was one time we were in Washington Square Park, and actually I think I have the same dress on. That's crazy. Anyways, and my friend, she noticed a lot of men were looking at me. She's like, oh my gosh, how do you do it? She's like, men must come up to you all the time. And I'm like, girl, men do not come up to me. They probably will say something, but men don't come up to me at all. And if they do come up to me, I probably have last time I can remember, maybe one guy come up to me and he was kind of talking correct, but that was 2-3 years ago. So I don't know, maybe they're just intimidated. But I don't know. Does any other girl feel like that too?
Well, I'm looking at her caption here and it says, and that guy 2 or 3 years ago is now my man. Then what are you looking for a guy to approach you for? What are you looking for a guy to chase you for? Why would a guy come up to you? Why would you want that? It's giving Ayesha Curry. These modern women, for some reason, they still want men to come up to them. They still want men to give them some sort of validation. Why would you be worried about that? By your own admission here, you already have a man. 2 or 3 years now, y'all been going out. Why not be happy about that?
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies. But the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies. So while y'all are out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe. There's no amount of moisturizer and sunscreen that will change the fact that his great-great-great-great-great-grandma should have swallowed him. We are out here and making babies like we're an endangered species, but the breeding stock is foul. And that's why most men are ugly, okay? They DEI'd themselves into someone's grandma's, and now we are all forced to deal with the consequences of that. Sucks.
Respectfully, you probably not dealing with the consequences of anything. Anybody that has to deal with you has consequences that they're dealing with right now. Woman in the comments says, it's so true. Look at Anthony Joshua. We used to see men like him at least once a quarter. Now we only see them once or twice a lifetime. I'm saying this as someone who lives in Atlanta. The men in Atlanta know that y'all are playing games. Those men in Atlanta are running y'all in circles. They are running y'all in circles, and y'all are allowing it to happen. Period. End of story. Why would a man like Anthony Joshua want to take a woman who's in the club, who's shaking their behinds left and right, and take them seriously, when I could just say, okay, I'm very rare. Let me go ahead and see what I can get for this. And she doesn't care because she doesn't respect herself anyway.
How old are you?
I'm 22. 21.
Does size actually matter with a man? Or is it about the motion of the ocean?
No, it matters.
Why do you say that?
Bro, these men are gonna hate me in the fucking comments. I mean, it matters. That's it. I'm not gonna say anything else to that.
Okay.
What do you think? I don't care about the size. I don't.
That's truly how you feel.
Yeah.
But let's break it down, right? What do you consider big versus small as a woman?
Small 3, average 5. Anything bigger than that? Small 6. Small 5. 5. Small 5.
So why do you think so many women say the motion of the ocean is what it's about and size doesn't matter?
They're lying. No, I agree with that statement. I 100% agree with that statement. If you have a small one and you know how to use it, then that's all that really matters.
Absolutely love this video. This is the type of gym content that I want to share each and every day. And you should never judge someone by the workouts they do because you never know what they're doing them for. Like Tino here, who's doing these squats, working on his weight loss journey so that he's able to lift his daughter who has a rare mitochondrial disease out of her wheelchair because she's unable to walk. Me personally, I'm very proud and blessed to call Tino one of my best friends, my brothers, and that little angel Lily is my goddaughter. So please go show them both some love and have an amazing, amazing weekend.
And you'll find a lot of men that do this for their family. Literally anything and everything. And modern women say, well, why can't I find one? Because you be around bums. That's why.
So everybody put your hands in the air. It's an all-night party that we're getting it. So
the disrespect I see some of y'all women take in the name of being a girl's girl is insane. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tweet says, scared of getting in a relationship because what if it works out and I'll never be single again? I'm almost scared to get into a relationship for real because I don't not want to be single. I want my autonomy. I want to be able to do what I want to do. I want to be able to gaslight you niggas every now and then. I want to be able to do everything that I want to do. Yeah.
To have this kind of a take is so odd to me because being in a relationship is not mandatory. There's no law. There's no one that can force you. Nothing. It is literally a decision. That's like me coming on here complaining about having to move to Pakistan, knowing I don't have to do it. Literally, there's no law that is going to force me to move to Pakistan. It is simply a decision. Shorty really got on here and said she's scared to be in a relationship because she doesn't not want to be single. Ma'am, is your brain functioning properly? Like, is everything firing on all cylinders the way it should? Because you do know you can be single for as long as you want. As long as you want. There is literally no threat to your singlehood. You are in 100% control on being in a relationship or not being in a relationship. And to think she got on a platform and said this with her whole chest. What be wrong with some of y'all? And y'all want me to believe this generation of women is the most educated of all time? You gotta be kidding me.
And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I look at you in your relationship and it feels limiting to me. And it might not feel limiting to you, but for where I am and on my journey and like where I am and being single, I couldn't imagine being like, oh, let me tell him.
And to think, in the name of friendship, you sat on this platform and allowed that woman to disrespect your relationship that you chose to be in because she's on a different path in life. If it's one thing that scares me most about female friendships, I don't understand the moral code. I don't know what code they actually follow. Every female group has a completely different code. My homeboy would ever say something like that to me just because he's on a different path in life. Like, yeah, bro, I love being single. I love being outside and doing my own thing and gaslighting women. And sometimes I look at you like, I feel sorry for you, bro. What? He'd be lucky if I don't swing on him right in that moment. Are you crazy? I chose to be here because I want to be here. I'm enjoying myself in this relationship. It is not your place to criticize my relationship in a situation that has nothing to do with you. No one is telling you to be in a relationship. You don't have to. You know what? I think sometimes I get a little too ahead of myself and I care too much about certain topics. And I'm like, there's no way I could be on a podcast platform and be disrespected in this manner and just be letting them go off and say their shit, get their shit off their chest. You crazy. It's unfortunate that this woman does not even realize she's being blatantly disrespected. Not only directly, but her friend is also disrespecting her relationship and her decision making. And fellas, we got to be careful on who our women call friends, because if she got one of these in her corner, it's a good chance your relationship ain't gonna make it. But you know what? Fortunately for y'all, you ain't gotta listen to nothing I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Oh, and if we link and I'm not nervous, I'm talking a lot and, you know, got a lot of personality, you ugly. You're not my type, and we probably never linking again. Sorry.
Listen, I don't know how old this woman is. The thing that got me was the comments. Y'all have to stop sending me stuff, because I try doing research. I try to, before I respond to certain things, I try to do some type of research, some type of recon. The comments, man. When I tell you they not coming off, they going in on her. I didn't even notice her head. I noticed the head. I noticed the head, but I didn't think it was a problem. I was like, she got to grow into it or something. That's why I said, I don't know how old she is. She's still mature, and now her body got to catch up now. Listen, I'm not the one to be hating, but they not pulling no punches in these comments. Y'all better be careful. Y'all get online thinking you can just say what you want to say with no repercussions, and folks in the comments they gonna let you have it. They be under my video trying to let me have it. Hey, everybody, this social media ain't meant for everybody, but you gotta have a tough skin. They not pulling no punches. I know y'all see what they saying to her. Baby, can you breathe? Exhale for me. Why you standing like you better take a picture? Somebody said her head look like one of the heads off the little Barbie dolls back in the day that pop off of it. I don't know. Y'all be cool. Y'all be cool, take these.
I do want to say this, and I say this all the time, and I'm pretty sure 90 to 100% of men will attest to this. We'll take respect all day over love. Because if you respect me, you'll never do anything to purposely hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you love me and you know it's no consequences to what you're about to do, you can talk to me any kind of way. You can disrespect me with your words. And you know that because I love you, you are not going to do, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
But if you respect me, you know it's consequences. Just like how a lot of men say, treat me how you treat your boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know if you talk to your boss the way you talk to me, those consequences are you gone.
You're out of here.
Right? So now you thinking about all of the long-term effects of you talking like that.
Mm-hmm.
Treat me the same way. Think about the long-term effects that it not only is going to cause you, but it's going to cause me. You're going to hurt me. You're going to make me shut down. You're going to make me feel like you don't love me.
And so a lot of times it's like, I understand being physically tired, but it's another thing to be mentally tired. And you also don't want your kids to be subjected to just that anyway.
So I'm glad you said that. I think it's a key thing. I think both men and women are exhausted. And I think that's why they're not acknowledging each other's exhaustion. Because it's like, you just ran 2 miles and you just did a sprint. I'm tired, you tired. Our races look different. You might have sprinted down a block and I just ran the distance, but at the end of the day, we both got here and we both fatigued, we both tired, and neither one of us is stepping into the other one's position to relieve them, essentially. And it doesn't help that as men, I can't imagine being a husband with a newborn and the amount of lack of priority you now become. And that's exhausting mentally, because it's like, I still gotta show up, I still gotta do this, but none of my needs are being met. And of course, I want to make sure my kid is cool, but I still want to be regarded and considered as well. And as a man, I don't get to say, all right, babe, I'm not taking care of you no more because I got to focus on this kid. I got to find a way to do more, to make more, to create more, to be able to take care of both. And I feel like that's what we want from a woman. It's like, yeah, we get it. It's exhausting. It's tiring. You got to do X, Y, and Z. And we can do whatever we can to mitigate as much of that stress as possible by saying, babe, you don't have to work as much. So you now see, because when I say a woman don't have to work, that don't mean she can't. That don't mean I don't want her to. That means that any hours that you devote to working can't take away from what you devote to the family, because that's your primary role.
That's your primary commitment to
our situation. And in reverse, I'll see to it that I make sure that I'm showing up in ways that allow you to still free up your time to do you. But the exhaustion is there for both people. It just looks different. And often men we're not wired to complain. We're wired to create solutions. And when a man do complain, they say, why are you complaining? And we then go back to feel like, you know what? This will come with what I signed up for. You should know as much as you possibly can, not the things that's unforeseen, as a parent, what you should be trying to prepare yourself for. And then the things that you can't, like the exhaustion, you can't predict how exhausted you're going to be. But if you tell yourself, going back to the gym reference, that I'm going in here to do X amount of reps, you can't predict how exhausted you're going to be by set 3. But the fact of the matter is, you already set out to do what you're supposed to. You committed to it, so you're going to finish it. And not enough people go into it with that mental preparation. They just wing it, have a baby, and then find themselves over leveraged in so many areas. And now they're complaining about the thing that they brought into this world and feeling like they didn't sign up for. I didn't know it was going to come with all of this. Well, you should have thought about that. Like, any contract you sign, you should read the terms of agreement, and you should seek counsel. Yo, you've been a parent for such and such time. What are some things that I might not be knowing going into the situation? What are some pitfalls that we might find ourselves faced with? See, because the way I say it again, men and women have struggles. They look different. We often hear a woman's struggles. We don't hear a man's struggles. And because we don't hear a man's struggles, we think they don't exist or that they not.
I just want to say something really quick. Feminism didn't do women standing on the sidewalk with a sign complaining did not give you your rights. The only reason these independent women talk about their independence is because they're able to sit in their comfy apartment with their electricity that was ran by men, by linemen who put their lives at risk in order to give them their Wi-Fi so they can post on their Insta or their OnlyFans. And the only reason you can drive to your malls is because of the men that built the roads and built the cars and engineered them. And the only reason that you can eat all your snacks and all your food in the fridge is because of the men that delivered them. Women are one of the most in-debt demographics in American and Western society. That doesn't sound like freedom to me. That sounds like debt slavery.
Why I'm not a feminist? Well, because I have a big, strong man as a husband. I don't need to compete with him. We don't have the same talents. I don't think that women were designed to do it all. People talk about toxic masculinity. Well, that toxic masculinity is actually in the females. As women, we aren't supposed to be hustling. That's masculine energy. Now, I'm not shitting on women who hustle. It's hard to avoid in this culture. I am only recently figuring out how to truly be feminine. But what I know is that I don't hate men. We are just different species. It all actually works together quite by design.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Could you see yourself dating a man you met out here?
No, I had a threesome on Thursday. First time. It's so fun. But yeah, that's why I couldn't date anyone from out here, because like they're so easy.
You had 2 girls?
2 guys.
2 guys? And you?
Yeah.
And you're proud of that?
I'm not proud, but that's what I'm saying. I can't date men from out here. They're easy.
So you had one in your mouth and one in...
Yeah, basically.
Hold on.
It was a fun time.
How did that even happen?
My friend actually set us up. She's like, you know the Eiffel Tower? She's like, you guys ever been to Paris? And they're like, yeah. And like, you want to go to Paris with her? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
And they were just random guys that you met?
Yeah. That's why I couldn't date anyone from here. You see, they're easy.
What made you even comfortable to let 2 men inside you at the same time?
I think I was a little drunk. I was very drunk, actually.
Was it consensual?
Yeah, it was consensual. I had a great time.
Would you do it again?
Definitely.
And you'll notice she said it was actually my friend that set us up. So I was kind of hanging around with this woman, this girl, who was like, hey, let's get into it. This is not the first time I've heard of another woman setting a woman up, and she wasn't aware that it was going to happen. First of all, there could be danger with that stuff happening, and you kind of forced into it. She don't look like she was forced. That woman that set her up could have been paid for that. That's actually also a thing. You wouldn't think it is, but it is. But this also speaks to be careful who you hang around. And this is why men are saying, well, if I see you dressed a certain way, if I see you in a certain place, you might be a good person, but I don't know if I'm going to take a chance on you just because I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're going to be doing. And this is proof of that, to be honest with you. Well, it was fun, this, and this. It doesn't sound like it was all that fun to you. It sounded like it was, well, yeah, it was an experience. The experience was, it was different. So yeah, great. You know how somebody, they'll be doing something like, say, for instance, riding go-karts and they crashed out, and they'll be like, hey, so how'd you feel? Oh, it was great. It was a great experience. I had a great time. That's what this sounds like. It sounds like, I don't know what happened. I just did it because YOLO. You only live once. I love my girlfriend. I'm down for new experiences. If you keep that attitude up, young lady, it's going to get you into a world of not only emotional hurt, but I would like you to be careful because it's going to get you into a world of physical hurt. Be careful out there, because brothers out there that are hanging around your friend can become dangerous people pretty fast.
Do you know why these white women are able to easily snatch up all these black high value men?
Why?
They're able to snatch up these men because they went and got the bodies of sisters, but kept the mentality of a white woman. And what I mean by that is they got an ass of a sister, ass is big, is right, lips is plump, but their mouth is quiet, and their mind comes into it looking to be submissive. They don't feel like submission is a thing that has to be earned. Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
And some of these young ladies, they don't even have to do that. I've seen black women, white women, Asian women, Hispanic women that might not have the best body, but shh, I don't say a lot. I don't say a whole lot. Got bodies too. Don't say a whole lot. They got opinions. They be talking to their husband about stuff. They be having normal conversation, but they pick their spots. It's not always a back and forth. It ain't always got to be, oh, well, I got to get the last word. You're not going to have a successful relationship with anybody, let alone a man with that type of attitude.
Get the fuck out the house. Get out. No. Get the fuck no. Get the house. Get mad at a girl. Get the fuck out the house. Stop touching me.
Bro, if you're the black hoodie Europe, imagine being this pressed over. You gonna let your homeboy get slapped and try to calm him down in his house. I know you was not choosing some huzz, some bottom of the barrel. They there for his clout, buddy. There's a reason why they didn't want to leave. They're there for his clout. You think that these are anything? You might as well walk out the door with them. Who is you? I don't even know you no more. You done broke the bro code and you ain't my bro no more.
Am I the asshole for thinking my ex-husband deliberately hid all of his wealth so I'd walk away from our divorce with basically nothing? I'm a 33 female and was married to my husband Samir, 36 male, for 8 years. When I met him, he looked like he had his whole life together. He ran multiple businesses, always dressed like he had somewhere important to be, showered me with gifts, paid for everything, and gave off the whole provider vibe. When we got married, we had 2 little boys together, and honestly, in the beginning, it felt like a dream. Fast forward a few years later, and the marriage just flattened. No cheating, no big blow-ups, nothing dramatic. We both kind of slid into roommate mode, and mutually agreed to separate. I thought, okay, this is sad, but at least it's simple. Except, no. When I went to a divorce lawyer, she starts asking me about assets. And I'm like, yeah, my husband owns X business, has Y property, and I know he's got a portfolio because he's always talking about meetings and investments. So she comes back to me later and says, he doesn't legally own anything. Not a single thing in his name. His businesses in his mom's name. His house in his mom's name. His investments in his mom's name again. Everything, every literal dollar was tied to his mother. My lawyer told me that unless I can prove he did this to intentionally hide assets, good luck. That's basically nothing to fight for. Legally, he's broke. So I confronted him. Samir just shrugged it off and said I was being dramatic and that this is how the family has always structured things. Then he iced me out, stopped talking, stopped explaining, acted like I was trying to rob him blind. Now here's where things get complicated. We have 2 young boys. He's only offering child support, enough to cover the basics for them, food, clothes, school stuff, and nothing extra. He made it clear that I'd have to downsize my apartment and figure out my own life now because he's not responsible for me anymore, he says. So basically, he gets to keep living the exact same lifestyle we had when we were married, and I'm supposed to squeeze into a smaller place, go get a full-time job immediately, and make everything work on a bare-bones budget because he found a loophole. My attorney said the same thing everyone else is saying. Morally, shady. Legally, you're stuck. I don't want to take this man for everything. I'm not asking for half his empire, but I also don't think it's fair to have, after 8 years together, 2 kids, and me being the primary caregiver, walk away with nothing while he keeps his entire lifestyle untouched. Am I the asshole for thinking he'd intentionally hide everything to make sure I'd be screwed in divorce? Or am I expecting too much? And should I just take the child support and rebuild my life on my own?
A guy in the comments said, attorney here, morally, he did nothing wrong. Legally, he did everything right. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Question. I want to know, why is it okay for men to say, I don't want a relationship, I just want a friend with benefits. But then when I say, I don't want a relationship, I just want a trick or a sugar daddy, it's a problem. Make it make sense.
Grown women don't make you chase them. That's how you know you're dealing with a kid. Like if you're having to chase a woman or you having to like jump through a lot of hoops just to get her attention or whatever, like you're dealing with a kid. Grown women do not make you chase them because grown women are not entertaining men that they are not interested in. There's a lot of women out here that are going on dates with men that they know he has no chance. Or, you know, using men as emotional punching bags and using him to help her navigate relationships with other people and things of that nature, knowing that he like her for real. But she has no plans of entertaining him in that way. A grown woman not moving like that. If a grown woman not interested in you, there will be no communication at that level. There will be no dates. There will be no intimate conversations. Because she's spending that time dealing with a man that she's actually interested in. She ain't into playing games. You understand what I'm saying? So if you gotta chase that woman, bro, that is the wrong woman. Because a grown woman is not making you chase her. Because if you not even in a race for real, if you ain't what she interested in, and she gonna make that be known.
Are you ordering?
Yeah, I'm waiting in line.
Oh, what'd you say?
Yeah, I'm waiting in line.
Oh, okay. Can I wait with you?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Perfect.
How's you guys' night going?
Pretty good, yeah. We're trying to just get 2 lemon drops, so we're not doing anything crazy.
Okay, that's what's up.
Do you want to take it with us?
Huh?
Do you want to take lemon drops with us?
I'm okay. I'm gonna get a Crown and Sprite.
Oh. What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew? I'm Kylie.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Did anyone else notice the complete attitude shift of that one woman when he didn't offer to buy their drinks? This is what gives women a bad rap, that you are just trying to use a man. You're not interested in him. You just want to get a free drink. The man in the video had a great assessment of what happened, and I'm going to tag him below if you guys want to go back and watch the full video. But this is why, guys, you do not want to be the guy that is buying random women drinks at the bar, especially when they have targeted you. Because the motivation for women to approach you in a setting like this is to get free drinks. Unless a woman spends a large amount of her time and she has zero attitude shift about you not offering to buy her drinks, then maybe she's actually interested in you. Then after spending a large chunk of time with her, maybe you want to offer that drink. Maybe that would be worth it. But for you to not even speak more than 5 words to a woman and then have her expect you to buy her drinks, it is because she's just spending her entire night doing that, going from man to man, using them. So don't be one of those guys.
So if you go to Medellin, Colombia, you will walk down the streets and you will see girls on a scale of 1 to 10 physically, you will see 9s and 10s working at a taco shop or doing janitorial work on the side of the street with a very minimalist life, very happy, smile on their face, probably live at home with their parents, don't even have a car, don't have anything materialistic, very friendly, just very grateful to be alive and easy to date as a guy. Now, on the flip side, here in the States, there will be girls that on a scale 1 to 10, on the bottom half of that scale, that are challenging to date, very pretentious, non-approachable. Guys will approach them like, oh, like you're creeping me out. Very, very challenging to date. And for that reason, I'm like, guys, like this is not normal here in the US. When I go travel to all these countries, Hungary, Budapest, Ireland, Australia, everywhere else in the world, women are like a lot more approachable, a lot more easy to get along with. They're less pretentious.
I mentioned one thing to my wife about like pulling back on spending because we're doing something. She immediately thinks we're broke. I'm like, the hell is, but she does because she gets stressed out. So I have to articulate things with her differently. I can come here and tell you guys that and you won't even interpret it that way. You'll just upset, oh yeah, we gotta save some money. That's what you do, man, do. Like, she's like, are we broke? We don't have any more money? I'm like, baby, I'm just asking us not to spend $50 at Starbucks every single morning. Can we do that like twice a week, dude? Like I'm not, but all of a sudden we're poor. So what I'm saying is when you got man stuff to deal with, you gotta go to men. And if you start treating your wife like your sounding board, one, it's gonna stress her out. It's gonna make her highly uncomfortable and put her in a place out of her element. Or two, it's gonna start putting her in a motherly role. And she's gonna start acting like your mom. She's gonna start trying to solve your problems, and then you're gonna start coming to her with more problems, and pretty soon you have this really weird dynamic, this Freudian dynamic, where you've replaced one mother in your life with another mother in your life, and you have this really strange relationship. I think you have to have your tribe around, and I think to Stone's point, you've got to make time to be with your friends, and sometimes it's inconvenient. There's a lot of times when I'm like, dude, I don't want to go out. I'd rather go to bed. Like that's the guy, the man inside me, like I'd rather just go to sleep. But part of me knows I need to. I need to go out to just get out of the habit, get out of the house, be around with some brothers and laugh and cut things up. It doesn't have to even be serious talk. To me, that is really, really therapeutic. Now, when it gets into 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's no longer therapeutic. But I think it's super important for men to always have a tribe around them for the reasons articulated.
And if you're looking to change your outlook on life, join with brothers that are on the same path. Check out the Doughboy Nation. Leave a comment, join my tribe, and I will DM you back.